For those of you that have been following or tuning in, you would be familiar with the accusation that I am sort of eh, intellectually dishonest or taking scripture out of context. And what I want to say to that is I feel quite the opposite, to be honest with you. I have read the Bible in its entirety. I've read the books that the Bible, at least part of the Bible, those that are available in English, those that are not extinct because not all of them exist anymore, that the Bible is textually dependent upon, such as the Enuma Elish with the Babylonian cosmology. And so I feel like I have done a very good job, but in sort of my criticisms, so for example, mentioning that the God of the Bible engages in essay, it's in Jeremiah where he says that he will lift up the skirts of women to put their shame on display. And this is textbook essay. But I am told that there is so much more to it and all this sort of stuff. Post hoc reasoning, essentially. And I believe this charge to be entirely unfair, and I'll tell you why. When the child, Aisha, who was wedded, we could argue enslaved, because she was only 6 years old, to Muhammad, um, the post hoc reasoning that is used by various mullahs and so on and so forth, the Christian is not obligated to engage with. They merely mention the fact that Aisha was 6 years old upon marriage and that it was formalized when she was 9 years old. And I feel the same way. I feel as though the I am not obligated to reconcile because I know what it is that some of what it is that you're saying. So the idea is that the God of the Old Testament engaged in these horrible things, but would not do it now, and is actually incapable of doing it now. And so therefore things like the Earthrow dilemma are not valid. Okay, but that's your reasoning. That's not mine. I'm an outsider. I'm not a Christian. I'm a pagan. And so when I come at this, I am not obligated to engage in the defensive reasoning that you are. That's your job. My job is to engage in that kind of post hoc reasoning when it comes to my own theology. Do you see what I'm saying? When it comes to my own beliefs and so on and so forth. For example, when the issue of cannibalism was brought up, I came out and said my view on it. And my God is called to Kaitangata, to the cannibal. That is one of his epithets. And he has various other titles. Do you want to know what they are? The Avenger, the Mutilator, the Headhunter, the Destroyer of Armies. I own these. I acknowledge this. Tumatawinga is all of these and more. And yet, the Christian, when it comes to his God, being essentially someone akin to Uday Hussein, when you think about it, they don't want to sort of own that. Instead, they want to engage in post hoc reasoning, fine, and they expect you to do so as well. And I think that's not only dishonest, but I feel as though that is unfair.